The irresistible Stoic power of staying silent when she wants you to speak Stoic wisdom. Asterisk 1. The unspoken moment. There's a moment every man faces. She's looking at you. Her eyes are searching yours. Her lips don't move, but everything in her posture, in her energy, is asking you to speak. And you feel that pull, that urge to fill the air with words, to explain yourself, to defend your point, to comfort her, or maybe to just say something so the silence doesn't swallow the two of you whole. But here's where Stoic wisdom comes in. That exact moment is when silence can be your greatest strength. Because silence isn't just the absence of sound. It's a presence, a force. It's the decision to not be dragged into battles that don't need to be fought. It's not hand over your emotional center when the situation is begging for a reaction. It's the choice to hold yourself when the world or the woman before you wants you to spill yourself out. Asterisk 2. Why silence feels so unnatural. We live in a culture that glorifies instant responses. If someone texts you, reply instantly. If someone challenges you, clap back immediately. If someone looks hurt, fix it right now. From childhood, many of us were trained to see silence as awkward, cold, or even cruel. So when a woman is upset and you stay silent, you feel like you're failing. But here's the truth. Not all situations require words. Not every wound is healed by an explanation. And not every tension needs to be dissolved immediately. Silence feels unnatural because it forces you into discomfort. It makes you feel the weight of the moment instead of escaping it through chatter. But in Stoic philosophy, discomfort is the forge of character. Marcus Aurelius himself wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Silence is where that strength begins. Asterisk 3. The psychological power of not reacting from a psychological perspective. Silence during a tense emotional moment does three things. It signals control you're not being yanked around by emotions. It creates space for her to reveal more, to process, to show her real thoughts. It prevents escalation. Many arguments grow because both people keep adding fuel. Silence removes the oxygen. When you speak too quickly, you're often speaking from emotion, defensiveness, guilt, pride. But when you hold your tongue, you allow the storm to pass before you step outside. This is why in negotiations, high-stakes conversations, and even military strategy, silence is a weapon. The one who can wait wins. And in relationships, it's not about winning against her. It's about winning against your own impulses. Asterisk for what she really wants. When she wants you to speak, here's something most men misunderstand. When a woman looks at you in those silent moments, she isn't always asking for words. Sometimes she's asking for reassurance. Sometimes she's asking for emotional connection. Sometimes she's testing your patience, your presence, your depth. And sometimes she's not asking you for anything at all. She's processing her own emotions. But if you speak too soon, you interrupt that process. Stoic silence in this context isn't passive. It's not withdrawal. It's holding the space, showing you can be present without needing to take control of the narrative. It says, I'm here, I'm listening, not going to be shaken. And when I speak, it will mean something. Asterisk 5. The Stoic view. Control what you can. Epictetus taught a simple but life-changing principle. We suffer, not from the events in our lives, but from our judgment about them. In those tense moments with her when she's waiting for you to speak, the event is neutral. Her look is neutral. The tension is neutral. The suffering only begins when you decide, if I don't speak now, she'll think I don't care. Or if I don't explain myself, I'll lose her respect. But what if you reframed it? What if you said, if I speak now without clarity, I'll only add confusion. If I speak now just to soothe her, I might betray my own truth. The Stoic path is clear. You control your mind, your actions, your timing. You don't control her emotions, her interpretations, or her reactions. So when she wants you to speak, and you choose silence, you're not neglecting her. You're respecting the truth that both of you need space to see clearly. Asterisk. 6. When silence speaks louder than words, there are moments when your silence can say, I'm grounded. I'm not afraid of this tension. I value truth over quick fixes. I'm willing to let you feel without rushing you, but there's a crucial difference between stoic silence and emotional withdrawal. Withdrawal is about avoidance. Stoic silence is about presence without impulsive reaction. If you stand there, meet her gaze, breathe steadily, and truly be in the moment, she will feel it. Your silence becomes a form of communication. It's not empty, it's full. Asterisk 7. The traps that break a man's silence. 7. When you know silence is powerful, you'll be tempted to break it. Here are the most common traps. The guilt trap. You feel like you're letting her down by not saying something immediately. The ego trap. You want to defend your pride, correct her, or set the record straight instantly. It's a fixer. Trap. You rush to solve her emotional state instead of letting her process it. The fear trap. You fear losing her or making her more upset. So you speak just to calm the situation. In each of these, notice the pattern. The focus is on your own discomfort. Stoic silence asks you to set that aside and serve the higher. Truth. 8. How to practice the Stoic art of silence at home. This isn't about being cold or distant. It's about discipline. Here's how you can train it. Step 1. Control your breath when the urge to speak rises. Slow your breathing. Inhale for 4 seconds. Hold for 4. Exhale for 6. This centers you. Step 2. Maintain eye contact. Don't look away. Show presence without words. Step 3. Listen fully instead of preparing your rebuttal. Actually hear what's being expressed, verbally or non-verbally. Step 4. Wait for the right moment when emotions cool. Speak from clarity, not defensiveness. Step 5. Choose fewer words when you do speak. Make it meaningful. Let each word carry weight. This is how silence turns into a language of its own. Asterisk. Real life example. I once coached a man who kept getting into heated debates with his partner. Every time she expressed frustration, he jumped in, explaining, defending, correcting. One day I told him, next time, just listen. Say nothing until she's truly finished. He tried it. He stood there, calm, attentive. She spoke, her emotions rose, then softened. And eventually, she admitted she wasn't even upset about him. She was stressed from work. If he had jumped in early, they would have argued about a problem that didn't even exist. But his silence gave her the space to reveal the truth. Asterisk 10. The confidence behind silence. Silence requires deep self-confidence. It says, I don't need to prove myself right now. It says, I trust my value enough to wait. Many men speak out of insecurity to fill the air, to keep her attention, to feel in control. But the man who can stand in stillness, who can let the moment breathe, shows a kind of irresistible strength. Women feel it. They may not always articulate it, but they sense the unshakable presence of a man who's not desperate to react. Asterisk 11. When two speak, stoic silence is powerful. But it's not about being mute forever. You must eventually speak, but at the right time. Speak when emotions have settled. You understand the situation fully. You can speak from truth, not ego. Your words will build clarity, not chaos. In this way, your voice becomes a tool for healing, not harm. Asterisk 12. The transformation it creates when you master this, you'll notice arguments happen less often. Her trust in you deepens. You feel more in control of yourself. You gain respect from her, from others, and most importantly, from yourself. Silence will no longer feel like weakness. It will feel like power. Asterisk 13. Final thought. The man who waits. There's a quiet dignity in being the man who waits, who lets the moment ripen before he acts, who understands that words are like arrows once released. They can't be taken back. In a world obsessed with constant noise, the man who chooses silence becomes magnetic. His presence carries weight. His words, when finally spoken, land. With **14, closing from me to you. You take nothing else from this. Take this. Silence is not about withholding love, but about protecting truth. It's not about creating distance, but about giving space for understanding. When she looks at you, wanting you to speak, ask yourself, will my words serve the truth or just my impulse? And if the answer isn't clear, wait, because sometimes the most loving thing you can do is to say nothing at all. If this message resonated with you, you believe more people need to rediscover the strength of stillness and the wisdom of the Stoics, support our journey here on Awaken Mindset. Your presence here matters. Your growth matters. And together we can create a world where our actions and our silences come from strength, not fear.